Adulting.
Adulting sucks.
Adulting sucks. I'm not even sure if I'm doing it.
I haven't even mastered that yet.
Ugh.
It's too much.
Oh, Jesus. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I think adulting is honestly like being bored, rubbing your knees at night with icy hot, reading books, arguing with your wife, watching your kids grow up, getting bold, and then being sorry for your damn self. I'm not getting bold anytime soon.
You kind of fantasize about being an adult because you don't know what that really like feels like. You know what it looks like, but you don't know what it feels like. But then like you get older and like you get your job, you get like, you know, that paycheck and you're like, nice. You feel me? You know your salary, but then you see them taxes get taken out and then you gotta pay your bills.
Like once the bills start coming in, it's like, damn, wait, I have to like figure some shit out. Like not figure it out because whether you're broke or living comfortably, it's like I have to prioritize where my money goes now because I can't spend freely. I can't just be like, I'm gonna go to the mall and spend this, or I'm gonna just eat this, I'm gonna just buy this. Like, no, I have to put money aside for this first, and then I can go do this.
Having to take care of all your utilities, tissue paper, toothpaste, paying for groceries, making sure that your hospital bills are paid.
You know, I'm talking your light, your rent, your phone bill. And then when you look at what your account looked like before, and what it looked like after you just did all that, and you didn't lose all hope. A little faith is gone. Then you start standing in different corners of your apartment because you're like, I paid for this, so I gotta be here. I gotta be over here. You start missing out on parties because you're like, nah, bro, I ain't pay rent for no reason. You start coming home from work and then you going to sleep. You eat and sleep for dinner. And it's not even because you don't got food in the fridge. It's because you're tired. You know you gotta run it back the next day. You got a show or something like that to go to. Like you bought concert tickets. You're like, let me spoil myself. You go to the concert and you're not even enjoying yourself because you're looking around and you're like, dang, everybody having mad fun, but they young. And I'm like, they ain't gotta work tomorrow. They don't know what this like. You start looking at young people and just being like, like, you know what I mean? You starting to judge them and you're like, when did they get to this point? That's when you know you adulting for real.
Adulting is just going through the stages of life and changes and capitalism.
I love it. Adulting is applying the lessons that you learned in your earlier years of life into your now present moment and realizing that everything is a lie. Yeah. And through the realization that you've been betrayed, realizing that you now have to relearn everything you thought was right and paying bills on top of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what adulting is. It's living the great American dream. The great egregore.
Adulting is like gaining your identity, but then also it's navigating independence. You are truly responsible for your life, and it's like you can make it the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, and it's truly up to you.
Getting it done. That's what adulting feels like. It feels like just getting it done. And that's like everything. Work, getting it done. You know, eating healthy, taking care of your body, getting it done. Going to the doctors, you know, having your checkups, getting it done. It's just about getting it done. It's no longer other people are getting it done for you. You don't have to do the thinking. It's about you taking charge of getting it done and how you want to get it done.
Like, this is your time to hustle, you feel me? Like, this is the time to make that money, to stack, to set yourself up as best as you can, you feel me? Like, network, connect, be out there and put your best foot forward each and every day, just because at the end of the day, like you're literally setting your entire life up at this time.
Once you start adulting, this shit is really like a pain in the neck.
Trash, absolute basura.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Why my teeth in my body not all in one? I gotta have this and dental and eyes and Jesus, and it's just so much. Like, why all this is disconnected if it's all one? That was like, this is ridiculous. Oh my God, I'm an adult. I have to pay rent, car notes, insurance, like, woohoo. But yeah, and no parents helping nothing. It's me and the Lord. It's just me and the Lord.
You have to pay taxes on your car. That is just the most absurd thing I have ever heard in my life. You're telling me I have to pay to get my car renewed or whatever the insurance is. I have to pay for my license plate. I have to pay for insurance. I have to pay for
registration. You have to pay for that. That's $60. Then you have to pay for your taxes on your car because you bought it, and it's like every $1,000 is like $50, so it adds up.
Now I have to pay taxes because I'm driving on the road.
It's stupid.
That's crazy to me because our taxes are already supposed to go into paving the road. Now I gotta pay for my car to be on the road after I done already paid for it to be on the road. Excise tax is crazy and I still ain't paying my shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's crazy. Niggas can't take me to court. I'm gonna pay my shit. But I just think it's absurd, so I'm definitely gonna take my time. My car's in the shop anyway. What are they gonna do, prove my bench? It's mine too. So tell the government that I own my car, and if they wanna come for me, it's not in my garage.
Maintaining fulfilling relationships. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part, especially whenever you have responsibilities and priorities. And you live in a day and age where something as simple as touch isn't seen as kind of weird or, you know, unclean.
When you get older, you really start to grow apart from people, and like it hurts. Not because like you were even super close to them, but because like they represented something for you that you're probably not gonna find for a long time, or that you might never find again.
Sometimes like it can get really overwhelming and stressful. And I know for a lot of people, it's hard for them to ask for help for others in their life. So I guess just learning when to be able to surrender and ask for help is really difficult. And just the times that put you in that state to where you're like, damn, I'm stressed the fuck out, but don't want to ask for help, so you're stressed even more the fuck out.
Now truly having to seriously worry about money, like that shit is so stressful. You are truly aware now how close you are. One check, like so many people live one check away from being on the street. And like that is a very scary realization that if I don't go to work, I'm not gonna pay my rent. Like I'm not gonna be able to buy food. Like that's like scary how like for real this shit is.
I hate being in charge of my own groceries and hospital trips. Like it was so easy when my mom could make an appointment and just be like, all right, you're going on this date at this time and you'll call out of school and da-da-da-da. Now it's like, all right, I gotta take off work, make sure I get there on time, navigate my commute, remember to set the appointment, or even going grocery shopping. Like I don't have my food stamps, so out of pocket is really like out of pocket. Like that shit really is a whole bill in itself. It's trash.
Honestly, for me personally, I don't really feel like there's anything that really completely sucks about it. But I guess I would just say that it's now more on you to clean up your messes. Like you really can't blame other people for why you do the things you do, or you know, why things went a certain way. You really have to take full accountability for your actions and the choices that you make, which can sometimes be tough, I think, for some people. That's really it. Adulting's great.
A day of adulting, I have to make sure that I wake up early in the morning so that I can get to work on time.
I work from home. So a day of adulting is like working in my jammies.
I freelance, so I work from home. So I have to really try to get up before 9 a.m. before 10 a.m. sometimes.
I'm a 5 a.m. person. I wake up at 5 a.m.
If I work at 3, I'm waking up at 2:30.
It's getting up in the morning, and because I'm a social media manager and I'm on social all day, I try to stay off my phone for the first hour.
The first thing I do is check emails. Like, I'm down bad, I need help. Like, I check emails, I don't even respond to them. I just look to see what my day about to look like. Go through my calendar and be like, damn, another one of these, huh? Even when there's only one thing, I'm just like, damn, I don't even want to do that.
My kids are still asleep. The first thing that I do is I floss. Gotta get the Hello charcoal floss. And I oil pull for about 15 minutes while I'm oil pulling and just mentally thanking God.
I try to go to the gym in the morning, not all the time, but 2 to 3 times out of the week, I'm at the gym.
I like to have my morning slow. I think that's important to like just take time just to have a slow moment before you jump into your day. So I do like my first hour. I could walk my little baby dog, 𝘼𝙙𝙪𝙚𝙪𝙠𝙠.
Feeding my dogs, making breakfast, checking my schedule that I barely use.
I'm a nurse, so making sure I check my planner, just making sure that my uniform is in check. I have like my badge, I have all the stuff that I need for work.
I like going to the bathroom, I like clear space, I stretch for like 15 minutes, and then I just sit on the edge of the bathtub. I'll be late to work sometimes because I just sat on the edge of the bathtub for mad long. I don't even be saying nothing. Sometimes I'm just pondering. I'm just sitting there thinking, like in silence. It's weird, like no cap. But I really just sit there and I'm just thinking through like how I'm gonna move for the day, thinking through what I'm gonna do for like food for the day, like what I'm gonna eat for lunch, what I'm gonna eat for dinner, thinking through like how much like energy I have to expend on certain tasks, how I wanna like channel my energy into specific things that I need to do versus what I wanna do. I'm literally just sitting there thinking.
I jump into work from 9 to 5.
I'm at work by 7:30 and I'm at work until 5:30 p.m.
I work on my own schedule, so that's pretty nice. I book clients and usually stop 3 hours before my day's over so I can like have that time. So that's pretty dope. I actually do like that a lot. And I like that I can like self-care when I want. Or I can go out with friends during the week. I'll smoke a little weed.
But not smoking all day long. Really, I only smoke twice a day and that's great. That's a great effort on my part, because if I just let myself run wild, it would be like 10 times that. So I'm a great adult to myself.
I like to give myself an hour to just decompress, and then I start on my schoolwork. So I'm getting my MBA with concentration in marketing.
Seeing how many TikToks I'm gonna make, seeing if I have any rehearsals, or seeing if my parents need help with their family business, stuff like that. And then also going to the gym.
I go to work and then I'll handle a bunch of creative endeavors because I'm like a rapper, producer, engineer, songwriter. So I'm either working with someone after work or I'm working on my own stuff after work. There's no like in between. There's always gonna be something after I'm off the clock. And go home, eat dinner.
I used to like write off cooking a lot and be like, oh, it's just this thing. But now I appreciate it because it's a way for me to like take care of myself and nourish my body and give myself something delicious to eat.
Will I eat? Who knows? Because I gotta figure out how much me time I have before I have to go to sleep because I have to work the next day.
I like to finish out with giving myself at least an hour at the end of the day before I go to sleep, just for me. So whether that's journaling or reading or watching a show, just giving myself an hour just to say this is for me, and then I go to sleep.
Go to sleep, wake up. You know where I'm going, right back to the bathtub.
No, you lie! You lie!
You can't drive with the light in the back of the car. The light in the back seat on the drive. I just say, you're supposed to keep it out so the police don't pull you over. Drive it on. Like, it's straight over. Is that a lie? It's a lie. Yeah, it's on lie.
Yeah, that's illegal. You can't have the lights on when you're driving. Like, what?
FYI, y'all, your boobs will not sag if you don't wear a bra, okay? That's the biggest lie. Go college, work hard, and you'll succeed. That's a fucking lie. A lot of people's success is based on luck and connections.
where I went to school, a lot of adults kind of had this like reiteration where the kids that you didn't graduate were kind of like just gonna fail in life. And it's like, I may not have graduated from that school or gone down a traditional path, but I'm very happy like with my life. I'm incredibly blessed with the people that I know, the things I've been able to do despite moving out at 19, despite my path being kind of difficult. I honestly wouldn't change it for the world. Like, people put so much emphasis on these traditional paths, and like if you don't take it, that you're gonna be this miserable failure. But a regular like day-to-day life isn't the worst thing in the world. Once you pick a career, you pick a field, like that is your field, you know, like just stay there. Like you can't do anything more. You know, you're gonna be so tired after work all the time. Like it's just not possible. I think the generation before us was kind of like on that one track mind, but I think like our generation is kind of like, you know, I can have a 9 to 5 but still work on, you know, my creative arts. I can still work on this passion that I have, or complete this passion project that I really want to do. It's kind of like being a multifaceted person is possible. I think that wasn't really like portrayed to me as much when I was younger.
All the adults in my life was cat, except for my mom and maybe my uncle. All the rest of y'all, cat, lies, never told me the truth. They was like, yo, life only gonna get harder, cat. Like, that's facts, but like the way y'all was describing it was cat, because like you don't tell me that I'm gonna get stronger too, so it's not gonna feel like it's getting harder. Like, that's what they lie to you about, you feel me? Like, I'll say that as my example. They always used to be like, hey, things are only gonna get harder, so you gotta like, and I'm like, bro, nah, bro. I didn't have to do that, because now I just wasted my time learning a skill that I never used and never has come up again. They always be like, you need to know this information because things are gonna get more difficult as you get older. But now I'm older and I'm like, life's still easy. Like, life is hard, but I'm capable of dealing with it, so it doesn't feel like impossible, like the way they described it. You know what I mean? So maybe they didn't lie, but the way they described it was cap.
I'm Caribbean. My mom has never lied before. She was like, you think out there is easy? It's not! As I went out into the world, I realized real quick that it wasn't easy. So I feel like my mom was very good at being honest and open about what the world out there is like. And when I was young, I really seen a lot of that with her.
When you become an adult, you're gonna wish you were a child again. And I would not like to be a child again. Although it was fun and free, there's a lot of things that come with being a child. You know, you're not in control of a lot of things when you're a child. You know, you're around a lot of things necessarily that you may not want to be, exposed to things you shouldn't be. You know, you're around certain people that you can't escape because literally, you know, they're family or whatever. I like being able to just do my own thing now. It's a lot better.
You will one day grow up. Like you're gonna grow out of your fantasies. I think as I get older, I have more fantasies about who I want to be, things I want to do, places I want to travel, and I feel like I'm closer to achieving them rather than giving them up.
When I was younger, I was like, I worked all the time. Like, I was always at work. I had a better balance of my me time, but you know, in school's kind of your me time. Like, so I went to school, then went to work. Didn't work as much as I can when I was younger. So by the time I got to like 21, I realized like, dang, now that I'm an adult, I have to now for real start working. Like, and I never worked since I was like freaking 14. Like, why did I do that? I should have never been working. I should have worked as just a little bit, because what was I working hard for? Like, I really had no reason to be working as much as I did just because I was balling. But I didn't need that much money because I didn't even use all that money. Then I had to work that hard for a reason. So I couldn't take a break as an adult when I couldn't take a break as a teenager. I was pissed. I was depressed. I had mad shit that I had to actually pay for. And I was like, you know what? I'm not paying for shit. I went into depression, didn't get shit, racked all the bill stuff and all that stuff. And I was like, damn. When I got out of depression, I was like, now I really have to, again, no choice. Like, I really have to pay this shit off in order to adult comfortably again. Like, that shit's stressful.
My favorite thing about growing up is realizing that I create my own reality. I think that's the best thing about growing up. After I saw Matilda, when I was 6, I knew what it was. They couldn't fool me. Yeah, I knew what it. They probably, you know, shook me up 1 or 2 times, but I knew what it was from the jump. I thought to myself when I saw Matilda, I was like, if she could do that, why can't I? You know, and we all can. And I think that the best part about growing up is realizing that you can do whatever you want.
You could buy cake and no one can tell you no. You can walk in Stop and Shop and be like, hey, can I just get a birthday cake? Nothing on it, and then go home and eat the whole thing. No one will say anything to you. I like the fact that I can get up in my car and drive anywhere I please.
If you want to go in like a remote place and stay there for a month, you can. The cons are you have to like reap the consequences. Like maybe you're like alone, or like you run out of money, or you get kidnapped. However, like you still have the autonomy.
To me, honestly, I didn't know like how like fun like the simple things were. Sometimes like it'll be like a day where I just like sit there and I'll like do nothing. And like, I always would do that regardless, but I never had fun doing nothing. If someone like hit me up and was like, you trying to do this? I'd be like, I don't really feel like it because I was lazy. But now I'd be like, no, I'm not going because and they'd be like, why? I'm busy. I ain't busy, I'm laying down in bed and I'm having a great time.
You go through versions of yourself as you get older, and it's like you're getting to know somebody.
You get this sense of fuck it. It's just a sense of overwhelming sense of fuck it. Who cares? This is me. I'm gonna try it. If I fail it, I can try again, or I know it's not for me, I can go on to the next thing. So there is a sense of freedom that comes with it, but it's more like because you start to become more comfortable with who you are.
I thought people were bullshit when they would say that. They was like, oh, you hit this age and you start to really come to yourself. No, that's dead ass. Like, for real, it's so true. Like, that has been so beautiful for me in 25 and 26. And just like really being like, oh my God, this is who I am. Like, really accepting that and like discovering who I am as a person has just been so special. Especially as a woman, truly becoming comfortable in my own skin. That's so cool. That is very special.
You get better at being an adult, you get better at being a human being, and you're able to filter out more of the things that you don't want and have more of the things that you do want. When Jay-Z said like 40, you know, is the new
30's the new 20, nigga, I'm so hot still.
I really feel that because I feel like I'm aging backwards. I feel like every year I look better and better, but at the same time, I still get more and more wise and make better and better decisions. And obviously my money's always going up as I get older. So it just seems like it's always working out as I continue to age.
The wisdom. It's the wisdom and like the perks that comes with my wisdom.
I enjoy being an adult. I feel like I know people are probably gonna kill me. An adult versus being an adult with kids, it's 2 different like experience. I'm an adult with no kids, and even though people be like, oh, it's weird to brag about not having kids, I'm always gonna brag about not having kids. I'm young. I don't have to think about no kid. I feel like a lot of people are not even suitable to have kids, and you know they have it anyway. But that's none of my business. But I'm an adult with no kids.
I need an adult! I need an adult!
We need to find an adult.
Percy, you're an adult.
She's an adult. I'm an adult. As I walked away, I realized Shannon was an adult.
Truthfully, I'll say when I first realized I was an adult, it's like when I hit like 19, 20. I'm working for myself right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about school or anything like that. I'm really working for myself.
When I got my first paycheck, I was like, oh, okay, like, so I can do anything I want now. But when my first student loan bill came in, I was like, oh, okay, this is what an adult means. When I had to make that first student loan payment, I was like, oh, this is why my parents work hard. Like, bills. Bills will eat that check up. That's when I realized what it meant to be an adult.
When I paid my first hospital bill, I think they tried to like take me off of my insurance at first, but eventually like the extreme bills that were coming towards me they were like, oh, like, we're gonna throw it out, your insurance got fixed. But like, once my insurance started getting all wonky, I was like, oh wow, like, I'm at that age now. Like, it's not just you're under your mom and you can like walk in, all of a sudden the doctors are calling you and you have to respond to the letters, or fucking you're getting lawsuits over credit cards.
I think I realized when I was like 25. Yeah, because I'm like, damn, I'm like halfway to 30. That mid-mark is crazy. I was like, oh shit, I'm like really in this. So that's when I kind of had to like do a lot of like, you gotta do more work, because like it's time to get the gears moving. So I think that's when adulthood really snapped in.
So for me, I was in college or freshman year. I was like, yo, I'm out, I'm free, we're outside, I'm partying, do what I want. Boom, I got pregnant. I left school after that first semester, went back home. You actually have to come in and set up and like, all right, I am now responsible for a whole nother life. I looked into my son's face and I was like, this is it. Because it's one thing to do things for yourself and by yourself and with yourself and for yourself, but whenever you have a significant responsibility, it's like, it kind of puts you into like an elevated level of adulthood, like a special part of adulthood. That is not really talked about too much. You look your child in your face, you're their main source of everything. So when it becomes real, when it became real for me.
When I had to negotiate my salary for my current job was when I was like, oh my God. Like before, I took what they gave me and the job I had before this. But when I had to sit down and really negotiate my salary and say, this is what I'm worth, this is my price point. And I was actually in a negotiation battle with another company that wanted me. They raised their salary when they heard I had a competing offer. But yeah, that's when I really realized, like, oh my God, I'm an adult.
I guess I realized I was an adult when I left my corporate job a couple years ago and started working for myself. That was like one of the first decisions that I ever made in my life that was truly for me, because I was a baby. I was a people pleaser when I was a baby. When I was younger, I was a people pleaser all throughout college. So when I finally decided to do something that I wanted to do and that was for me, I was like, oh, wow, I'm an adult. I don't have to answer to anybody else for why I do the things I do or why I want to go after what I'm going after.
When my 12-year-old brother says a slang to me.
No cap, I was dead ass pressed about understanding this language. But I had to absorb the drip so I wouldn't get aired by your generation.
What the heck does that mean? Like, what? That's when I realized that I'm an adult.
I was working with teenagers, and like I was like, they were telling me some of their problems. I'm like, cause I'm like amongst them. You feel me? Because the job was like 14 to 21, and I was 19. So I'm like in college. I'm like, I'm pretty like, I'm just doing my thing right now. I'm like, they're 14-year-olds. And I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about? Dealing with what's going on? And I'm like, that's what I knew. I was like, whoa. Not a kid anymore. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And that's what I knew. I was like, yeah, I'm an adult. Wow. Look at that.
That's on Bible. That's on Bible.